What's up YouTube, Silver Dragons here, and in this video I wanted to do a follow-up from my video on Saturday where I talked about the recent drop in the spot price of silver, and just wanted to try and answer the simple question of where did all the silver go? So let's do it! Thank you so much for watching my video. I do sincerely appreciate it. If you would like to learn more about investing in precious metals, or if you would just like to watch awesome videos about gold and silver, then make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so if you watched my video from last Saturday, I talked about the drop in the spot price of silver. Now that video was titled something like Silver Spot down $4 in just 18 days. And we have seen a massive decline in the spot price of silver. We talked about some of the reasons that that's potentially happening. People selling off their SLV stocks and things of that nature because they need the cash right now with all the pandemic and the markets crashing and all that kind of stuff, right? And so we have seen the spot price go down quite a bit. And when that happened, we saw a lot of online bullion dealers claim to be completely sold out of silver or so backstocked that they couldn't accept any more orders or anything of that nature. So anyway, as I'm filming this video, let's see, it's Sunday night at around 10 p.m. and the spot price of silver is sitting at $14.80. The spot price of gold is at $15.45.90, and the gold to silver ratio is 104.48. So how insane is that? The gold to silver ratio up over 104 right now. So we're just seeing these all-time record highs for the gold to silver ratio. And this is something that I've talked about in past videos. When we see that ratio go higher, that just means that essentially silver is a better buy. For people that are playing the gold to silver ratio, they know that when the ratio goes up, it's either because silver is becoming more undervalued compared to gold, or gold is becoming more overvalued compared to silver. So we can see that in a number form with the over 104 right now. This is like all-time highs. So silver is either extremely undervalued or gold is extremely overvalued. But let me ask you this. If gold was overvalued, why would people be buying so much of it? Why would countries be stockpiling gold? I don't think gold is overvalued. I think that silver is just so extremely undervalued right now. There's a lot of potential for silver. We could see a massive spike in the spot price this year or in the near future. But regardless, sometimes I get on these little tangents, and in front of you here, I've got my completed monster box of American Silver Eagles. This is full of 500 Eagles. So really stoked to have that. I've started on my second monster box. It's pretty weak right now, but we're getting there. So anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand. Where did all of the silver go? So basically, I've got two theories on this, and both of them might be true, but there's a couple different options. So not only have we seen the U.S. Mint say that they're completely out of American Silver Eagles, but also we've seen now that the Royal Canadian Mint is running out of silver. So the silver is being sold by these countries to bullion dealers, and then the bullion dealers are selling the silver to us. So there's a couple different things that could be going on here. Number one, it could be that the United States Mint essentially is saying, you know what, the spot price of silver is so low right now compared to what it was just a few weeks ago. We don't want to sell our American Silver Eagles at a loss. We've got, so much money into them. So rather than selling them for cheaper than we wanted to, we'll just say that we're sold out. Now, that is a possibility that they're doing that. I think that's super sketchy if that's actually what's going on. The other possibility is that they just didn't see this much demand and they didn't have enough on hand to meet all of the orders, because I'm sure a lot of these bullion dealers were selling such high quantities of Eagles that they were just doing order after order after order from the mint, And basically, that's the only way that we can acquire American Silver Eagles is buying them from a bullion dealer. You can't go and buy these from the mint. I mean, you can buy like proof eagles and specialty ones and stuff like that, but the bullion stacking eagles, you can't just go pick up a whole bunch of these. So the United States Mint, it's very possible that they just didn't have enough on hand. They didn't expect to see this surge in the spot price. Well, I should say surge in demand because of the lower spot price of silver, and they just sold too many of them. When I did my interview with John from Monument Metals, he said that most of the dealers are able to get the Eagles for $2 over spot. So right now that would make their price, the dealer price, at $16.80, which that's super low for a dealer to acquire American Silver Eagles. So, it could be either way. It could be that the mint is just out, or it could be that they're saying they're out because they don't want to sell them that cheap. Now, what about the individual bullion dealers? Are they actually out of silver, or are they just saying they're out? Well, there's a couple different options there as well. So some of the online bullion dealers have said that they just have way too many orders right now, that they're not able to take more orders. And so they're essentially saying, look, we're sold out right now. Because we just don't know how many orders we have. Once we get them all packaged up and shipped out, then we'll have a better idea of where we're at, and maybe we'll bring back the Eagles for sale, stuff like that. And it's not just American Silver Eagles. It's also junk silver and other silver bullion coins like the Kangaroos, the Britannias, the Canadian Silver Maple Leafs. A lot of those are selling out as well. Honestly, I think that it's very possible that some online bullion dealers are saying, hey, we're totally sold out, and they might not be. Now, I think that's wrong. I mean, I think they should be absolutely upfront and honest with us and just say, look, we don't want to take a loss, and so we're not able to sell them right now. If that's the case, their other option is to just raise the price, or the premium rather, for their Eagles so that they're not losing money. And we have seen a lot of them do this. Like I showed in my video on Saturday, we had SD Bullion with a premium of about $4.80 on one of the 2020 American Silver Eagles. We had Atmex with over a $5 premium on their Eagles. And they jack up those premiums so they don't lose money, because they have the spot price that they acquired them at, the total dealer price that they paid, and no one wants to lose money. I mean, these big companies don't want to lose money, and if they sell them super cheap to us as the consumer, then, they maybe can't keep the lights on, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of people are upset about that. They are not happy that the premiums got jacked up, but that's the way it goes. That's what these bullion dealers do. I personally think that most of them maybe are just actually sold out because there has been a crazy demand. Even when the premiums went up considerably for Eagles, for example, a lot of people were still buying them. And one gentleman in my video said that he was actually, he went down to his local coin shop, and they were selling Eagles for $4.50 premium. However, because the spot price was down in the $14 range, he was still paying under $20 per Eagle. And for him, that was the best price that he'd paid in the recent past. And so he was still getting them cheaper than he had gotten them like a month ago, for example. And so he was willing to pay that price, willing to pay that premium. Some people aren't willing to pay that. Some people are. So that's basically how it goes. I think you should look at the total price of each piece. So let me give you this for an example. If you're buying a whole tube of American Silver Eagles, and the whole tube of them is $20 a piece for each Eagle, then you're going to end up paying $400, right? But if you could get each Eagle for $19, then you could actually pick up 21 American Silver Eagles. Looking at it that way, if you were paying $20 for your Eagles, and now you're paying $19 for your Eagles, yes, the premium is extremely high. However, you're still getting more silver for that same amount of money. So there's a couple different ways to look at it. I think that if you're, we've talked about online bullion dealers, so I just want to bring up local coin shops real quick. If your local coin shop is telling you we're completely out of silver, and they do have some on hand in the back. They're just not bringing out. That's super sketchy. That's dishonest. They should just say, look, I can't lose money on these products. This is the premium I have to charge. Take it or leave it. And people can either choose to buy it or not. And so there's that element of trust that has to be there. I've gone to several local coin shops and sort of been sketched out with the way that they are doing business. Either I just didn't like the prices they were charging, or for example, there was one local coin shop that I went into, and the owner was sort of bouncing around on prices and saying, oh, this is our minimum. Oh, actually, we could probably do this on this one. And it just sort of sketched me out. And I said, you know what? I don't feel comfortable. I'm just going to bounce. And so he doesn't have to sell anything to me. I don't have to buy anything from him. And, that was the way it went. And I was okay with that result. But I've also gone to coin shops where the owner's super nice. They're super upfront about their pricing. And, I understand what they need. Local bullion dealer, they need to make money. So I get it. They got to charge what they got to charge. And I also want to acquire silver at a price I'm willing to pay. So if we can come to terms on a deal, then great. Everyone wins, right? So anyway, those were some thoughts that I had. I don't think that all of these online bullion dealers or all of these local coin shops are lying to us and saying we're completely sold out. I think, there has been a massive rise in demand. Even though premiums have gone up, the demand is still there because people think that we're going to go into this crashing economy and they want to have silver and gold on hand. And so, there's a few different ways to look at it. At the end of the day, you have to look at the price of each individual piece of silver and ask yourself, are you willing to pay that price for it right now? And if you are, then go for it. Pull the trigger. If you're not, then just pass on it. So the choice is yours. And I'll leave you with one more thing. I had a friend who is in the business of actually selling freeze-dried meats. And so he told me that they've had a insane surge in the amount of orders and that they completely sold out. And with all the other products and stuff selling out right now, I don't think it's that crazy that some of these dealers are just completely sold out. So anyway, those are my thoughts and opinions. Please share your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you think on, is all this silver just really gone, or are they sort of keeping it from us? I do want to say a massive thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you all in the next one. Silver Dragons out.